Welcome back to Go Local Live here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. We're here now with Rosanna Ortiz. She's here from Styleweek Northeast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And so it may not seem like it based on the weather today, but September is upon us. Styleweek Northeast it's coming up soon.
It is. Good thing we're showing spring 2019 collections, so it's a little bit more fitting for the weather.
Yeah, people might end up just wearing it day of.
Absolutely.
It'll be the right weather for it.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about this year's lineup.
So we're going into our 9th year, 15th season, and we are showcasing 11 emerging designers from all over the region. We're also opening up Style Week with our Seed Student Design Challenge, where we are showcasing 4 baby designers ages 8 to 10 on the runway. So we paired them with the Style Week veteran, and they're creating a 3-piece collection to be judged in front of a panel of judges.
That's really cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. It was actually a really great story. So one of our little student designers reached out to me via Instagram, email. She was really persistent in trying to get our attention. And I met with her. She's 9 years old. Her name is Ella Sinell, and she said she wanted to be a designer. So we went ahead and we partnered with her with one of our Style Week designers, and they're creating 3-piece collections. Each of the collections will be inspired by the imagination of the student designer. So we're really excited about that show having, being opening night on Wednesday, September 19th.
That's fantastic, and what a way to make a debut into the fashion world at just 9 years old.
Just throw them into the runway with an adult. And they're making collections for adult women, so it's not children's wear.
That's really interesting.
Gives them an extra challenge.
Absolutely. And so what other things can we look forward to at this year's event?
So each Style Week we go ahead and we have an accessory showcase which precedes the fashion shows. And this year we have an accessory showcase presented by Uniquely Chic Vintage. It's going to be a wonderful build out and fit out. Our theme for the accessory showcase this year is the Pantone colors of spring 2019. We're also going to have about 14 vendors in the accessory showcase. So when you check into Style Week, you can go ahead and mingle with the attendees there, get some cocktails, some small treats, and shop the vendors and look at the services in the pre-area. Then we go ahead and we begin the fashion shows at around 7 p.m. So we have 4 shows per night. The first 2 shows are back-to-back, and then we have a break in the middle, and then the last 2 shows are back-to-back as well. Like I said, we have 11 designers, some of them from New York, Boston, Rhode Island. We have a lot of newbies this season, so I'm excited to debut them here in Rhode Island.
That's great. And what's the process like of choosing who you're going to feature? I'm sure you get hundreds and thousands of people stepping forward to say like, oh, I'd love for you to feature our collection. How do you choose who you're showing?
It is very hard to choose. Since we went from 7 days to 4 days, it is more of a challenge. So we choose based on, for me, it's heart and if they're a real working designer. We ensure that the designers who are showcasing at Style Week are designers who are producing materials for sale. We also ensure that they have, I like to say, the charisma and the passion for what they do. Many of these designers do work other jobs, but ultimately they all want to be working designers in the future. So, and it really depends. We definitely like to go ahead and pick different, collections based on like whether it's streetwear from Amy Page de Blasio or if it's more minimalistic wear from Rose and Thread. So it really depends on the designer, really.
Fantastic. And what are some of the trends where you see that fashion seems to be leaning towards for the upcoming spring season?
So spring season, we have a lot of magenta happening and a lot of color. And I think that people are becoming a little bit more comfortable with mixing and matching colors, not matching all the time, especially for fall. Lots of animal print is in, red boots, white boots. So I think people are in an experimental mode. And what we see from the major metropolitan fashion weeks overseas, they are pushing a lot more mixed medias, mixing your patterns, so a lot more fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about the event itself. When and how can we purchase tickets?
So it's September 19th through the 22nd. We're returning to the convention center. I think we found our home there. You can get tickets at Ticketmaster.com or you can go to StyleweekNortheast.com. We also are offering student discounts through our website. So tickets are available. They're for sale now. You can pick your front row seat or your second row seat. There really isn't a bad seat in this new venue. And it's a huge runway, 130 feet long, so it's a production.
Sounds like it. And how much are tickets?
Tickets are for front row $125 and for second row $75. And on closing night, we usually have a little bit of an overflow, so we probably will be offering standing room.
Great. And so when you purchase a ticket, is it for all the shows of the evening as well as the vendor showcase before that?
Yes, that's a great question. So when you do purchase a ticket, that is for the entire night. So we do tell people, if you're really excited about one designer, you should purchase a ticket and keep your seat through the whole show. Because I mean, you're seeing 3 designers, as well. So it's best to stay the whole show.
Of course, and you never know what you might see. Maybe you'll see your new favorite designer right after.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun. We market it as an experience. It's a great date night. It's a great girls' night out. Our partners enjoy it. So we're excited to come back for the ninth year. Gosh, dating myself.
And so, who are some of the really featured designers that you're really showcasing at this year's event?
So opening night on Thursday, which is after Seed, I am showcasing a RISD student, and we normally don't show students at Styleweek Northeast. Zoe Grinfeld is still a junior at RISD.
Wow.
She participated in our Seed event a year ago. She was so spectacular. Her collection was just breathtaking. We decided to go ahead and give her her formal runway show this season.
That's incredible.
Our closing show is Kent Stetson. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's a handbag designer.
He was just here on the show last week with
Yes.
our other lifestyle host, Chelsea Gay.
Yes, he's wonderful.
He is.
So we are creating a runway show for his bags, but it's going to be all artificial intelligence that'll be showing it. So we're going to have drones in the show that are carrying his handbags. We have robotics that are going to be operated by children designers. And then we also have a bunch of other fun artificial intelligence items that are going to be part of his runway show for closing night.
That's so interesting. What made you go in that direction?
So I have a fear of artificial intelligence, and I like to do things that scare me. And it's coming our way. We can't stop it. So Kent and I collaborated, and we thought, let's do a show where it's all drones. And then that just kind of opened the can of worms of us going and researching different robotics in the area, seeing if we could get some really, really interesting technology on the runway, not just about models.
And that's a really interesting way also of combining the latest in technology with the latest in fashion as well. So it's really what's cutting edge in several different industries.
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny because Style Week, isn't just about fashion. It's about, encompassing design. It's encompassing style. And, whether we like it or not, it's part of our day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
But the drones are very cool.
It sounds like it's going to be a very interesting, very, very cutting edge type show.
It is. I'm really excited about that. And then we have Boston designers coming down again. We have Simone Simon. She's based out of Boston and Paris. We have Lala B. She's based in Boston, a working designer. And then we have newcomer Lavanya Kudley, and she is actually, she's been designing for celebrities forever. And she's based in Mass. I had no idea. So we have a lot of talent in this region that is right underneath our noses, and they should be shown.
Absolutely. It's so fantastic to be able to show off all this local talent in our area and say this is what Rhode Island and Massachusetts and everyone in New England can do.
Exactly. And it's really nice to have New York designers and Connecticut designers show, because ultimately I really want Style Week Northeast to be more of a destination rather than just showing people from our own backyard. It's nice to kind of give that touristic oomph to the state. So it's always been one of our missions at Style Week.
Great. And I'll ask you now one of my favorite questions for people coming in with events. What would you say to someone who is maybe on the edge of, I don't know if I should go, I don't know if it's for me? What would you say to someone to convince them that Style Week Northeast is for you?
Style Week Northeast, I call it a fashion show, a fashion week for everyone, because you can come as you are. You don't have to worry about what you're wearing. Everybody has their own style ideas, and I would say to them they are going to be incredibly surprised when they do come.
It sounds like it's going to be a fascinating few days, and it's coming up really soon, just a couple weeks away.
Yes, I feel it.
So get your tickets now. You can check it out. It's coming to the Rhode Island Convention Center, not too far from right here in downtown Providence.
Walking distance, so very close.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me again.
And we'll be right back with our last guest of the hour right here on Go Local Live.